Good evening, Mr.
Hey,
Morgan.
good
How are
evening.
you?
All right, thank you. How are you?
All right. Have you turned your phone? There we are.
Wrong way, is it? Oh,
Oh,
there we
yeah.
are. Yeah.
Okay now.
Right.
That
Everything okay?
that lamb looked lovely, John.
Oh, mate, I tell you what. Some people do, they like it sliced, right? And they like it to be nice and rare, right? But I tell you what, you won't beat this, that you don't need, honestly, you could see it. That was the first time when you show it after, right? That was the very first time I cut it, and it came away in my fingers, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked lovely. Fair play.
Oh, it was beautiful. And the lamb tasting, it was absolutely beautiful. So, how have your week been, guy?
Oh, it's been disastrous.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Why? What happened?
I seen an advert for a laser cutter, right, to cut
Right.
crafts, and it was in Preston, right? So made the guy an offer for it, right? Paid by PayPal. Travelled all the way up to Preston, 6 hours. It's a hell of a bloody run. Snowing and everything in it. Right. Got up there by about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Left here at 11. Got up there at 4. Put the laser in the back of the car, everything. Started the journey back. M5 and all that. Got back here. Next morning, I had a close look at the laser. And the mirrors that are on it to work it, all cracked. Right, so I thought, all right, I'll have to pay out for some lasers and some mirrors. So then I tried to connect it up to the computer, wouldn't connect up, right? And he hadn't said anything about this when I bought it. Then when I phoned the company up who made it, which is this company HPC Lasers, right? I phoned them up. He said, "Oh, that laser's 12 years old. It's obsolete," he said. I said, "Oh, good God."
Joking.
Yeah. He said the software used to be a Windows XP or Windows 98. You can't run it on Windows 10 because it's a different operating system altogether. So
no.
I've gone back onto PayPal now, put a claim in against him. And if he wants the laser, he'll have to come and get it. So,
did you tell him about it first, like?
Yeah, told him everything. Oh, he said, I can sell you a Windows 95 computer with all the software on there. I said, well, I don't want to go backwards. I want to come forward,
Yeah.
So,
with some beauties about.
Oh, rotten.
Well, I've had a little bit of trouble with buying stuff this week, mind.
What we bought then?
What it is, right? Now, I was in a bit of a rush to do my it's not a gazebo. We calling it our gazebo, right? It's 8 meters long, right? It's so it's 4 foot deep. Then, if you want, right, 4 foot deep. Sorry, it's 8 foot deep by 8 meters long, right? I know you're working there with feet and meters, but that's the easiest way to describe it a minute, right? So it's 8 foot deep and it's 8 meters. So anyway, the wood up there, right, is beautiful. My mate had done it all nearly by himself, right? It's solid, perfect. So all I wanted to do the last winter now was just keep the rain off for now, right? So I bought this and I did buy the cheap stuff, real thin stuff to go on top. So it cracked, which I thought it would, but it cracked, right? So at the end of the day, I should have paid out first for good stuff, but I didn't, right? I always trying to save a couple of bob, innit?
Yeah.
So I now try, to get the box profile roof to go up. See, I had two choices, right? There was either plywood, and then I realized after, if you use plywood, that's okay. It's beautiful, it's sturdy and everything, but you got to put felt on top of that then.
Yeah.
Right? So, or for the same price as a plywood, you could use box profile, the box profile. But there's people, right, everywhere on Facebook, they advertising it for £12 a length. Worked it out, right? That's £12, all right. And it's 1 meter length by 8 foot, right? So I worked it out. That's exact, and I don't want exact. You got to have a little bit of overhang, so I buy one extra, right?
Yeah.
Again, no problem. So I'm going to now go into I'm looking to buy 9. So right, gets in touch with this fella. Want 9. Now I obviously am not thick, especially with the counting with the darts and everything like that. I'm great at mathematics, right?
Mm.
So he said, yeah, that'll be £176, sir. I said, excuse me, it's not. I said, you got advertised £12. Oh, that's the cheap stuff we had that we no longer sell. So I said, wait a minute now, but you're still advertising that, mind? I said, don't you bother. I'm not joking, you guys. About 8 other people does exactly the same stuff. One fella wants to charge me £250.
Yeah.
Now, I am going to have it done, and I am going to put good stuff up, right? But my point is, do they think that people, or perhaps people are that thick, that they'll go on somewhere one day, and they say £12, and the next thing, no, it's gone up now to £18 a sheet, and they say, oh, go on then. But people must do that.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't do it otherwise.
There's loads of people out to catch you now these days.
Do.
Man. I had the same thing. I bought a prefabricated garage, and there's a roof came with it, but there was all holes in it, and they wouldn't line up inside. So I priced it with a guy in Merthyr, Roma Roofing. Do you have a look at him? And he was the cheapest.
Roma Roofing. I'll have a look at him now.
Yeah, I think it was on the way to Aberdare. You got a place there, but he was.
I know.
He was the cheapest one I could find because I went through all of them. But saying that, now I wanted some end pieces, right? And I had them made in Baglan. There's a place down in Baglan that does the sheeting as well. That's right,
but I can't seem to get hold of them. I know which ones you mean. I can't remember their name now.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my fun and games. I'm going to try and sort it out this week now, and hopefully before everything goes, because we've done it all nice, right? The hot tubs in there, we've got all new. We've got new furniture in there now. It looks beautiful out there. The last thing we want to do is ruin it now with all the rain coming in, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a pain in the backside.
Oh, it really is, mate. It really is. But there we are.
So apart from that, everything okay?
Yes, everything is right. I got a tip run to do tomorrow, so I got the girls coming down to help me to do that, and so that I got that about 2:30, I think. So I'm gonna. The thing is, what you can't do with that, so you can't take black bags over. It's mind blowing, these tips. You can't take black bag. You can't take black bags of rubbish over there.
It's bonkers.
I said,
what? They want to see what's inside them.
Yeah. Oh no. They say if you can bring a black bag, but you got to go to the side there. You got to empty the black bag out to see if there's anything you can put into recycling. Now listen as well, right? My mate works there, and he told me, all these recycling nonsense. 98% of them go into landfill.
Yeah.
Honestly, they said people think, people think that it's people think that everything that you recycle at home, all of it's going to go yet. Nah, it goes into the it goes into landfill. So I have, as it happens, we haven't got a lot, but you know what I mean. If you had little bits here, there of stuff, you chuck it in the car, but a little bit of plastic might, go in, but on the shovel or something, innit?
Yeah.
But so I'm hoping we haven't got no black bags, but it's nuisance.
Hey, guess what happened? I went to
What's
town.
That? Aye.
With the hairdressers there in town, a young lad. I said, can you give me the same haircut as John Morgan?
Did you? Wait a minute now. Give me a look at this. What I got to do, guy? I got to come off that. Well, you've missed a bit. That suits you, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's blinking thin.
Listen to me now. I swear to you, you don't need to cap on. That really suits you, mate.
Oh, no.
Honestly.
It shocked me.
Oh, it's lovely. Honest to God. No, in the summer. It's a bit, I tell you the truth, it is a bit cold in the winter, right? But in the summer, it's beautiful. Honestly.
Yeah, it might be okay in the summer, but look at it, man. I look
It
like
looks lovely, man. You
I look like
go more with me. At the
I
end
look
of the
like
day,
this.
I just don't. Do you know now? Again, man, it's I know you talk a bit personal, maybe, but on your body, I fancy it gets. It makes you dirty, man. You know, it traps sweat and everything. I don't know what it's meant to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a good defuzz every now and again, me.
Is it?
Yes, you got to it. Certainly.
On the thing Arlo as well down there.
Hey, no, that's see now. That's too personal. I'm not going there. That's too personal. And
You
you know what
said
you're doing?
you
You
said tip
shouldn't be.
everywhere off.
Yes, but you shouldn't be doing things like that to me.
All
Now
right.
then.
Yeah, okay, I won't do it anymore. Especially if you were.
Do.
Hey, how's your wife driving? She's going everywhere and everywhere, is she?
Well, no, you know, she's taking the time. She have been out. She went out today now. She's been out today. She's but it obviously, you know, she haven't driven for about 8 months, so it takes her getting used to doing it. But you know, she has got that, you know, extra bit of freedom. My car is too big, see,
Yeah.
for Patsy the driver. I love. She
What car you got then?
just tidied up. What do we buy, Pat? It's a Citroen C3, I think.
Oh, I know. They're good cars, they are.
Lovely, lovely.
And good on fuel as well.
You got what?
They're good on fuel.
Yeah, well, we don't really know yet. We put £20 in. We bought it from this lovely young lady up in Gowerton. So we had a nice little ride out there. And so we put 20 quid in there. But, you know, we obviously, now we'll have to... what's a strange thing on that car? I'll have to Google it, right? Is that you got the main mileage, yes? When you've done 50,000 miles, you got?
Yeah.
Right? So you got the main mileage, yeah, but it doesn't seem to have the you know, like the mileage when you put a tenner in and you zero it. I can't find that anywhere.
It'll be on the stalks probably. Used to be on the clock.
Oh, right. Right.
Yeah.
I tell you the truth, I haven't even gone in to have a good look at it yet. And Patsy's obviously getting used to it.
Yeah.
Sonny used to have one of them, I think. Look.
Good God. Oh, they are.
Excuse me, I'm having a little cuppa this afternoon.
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah, I think it's because it's automatic, Sika. You've got to put your foot on the brake to start it, right?
Yeah.
But what has been happening lately is to start it, you got to have the ignition on and everything like that, right? But if you think of any car, you've got to have the ignition on before the brakes work. You know, the servo comes in because so it's very hard. The brake is, you know, when you're putting it on. I'm afraid we couldn't start it for ages. But all it is, you got to put a real good bit of pressure on the brake so it'll sink further in and it'll start easy then.
Well, good gosh.
Yeah, honestly, it's you know what I mean by that. And when you put the ignition on, the brakes will go down a bit, won't they?
Yeah.
But it won't start, see, until you've unless you use that brake. But unless, see, what we could try to do, we haven't tried nothing, but what we could try to do is put the ignition on and sit back and then press the brake, maybe. Maybe it'll go down a bit then with just the ignition on, you know?
Yeah. It's in park, and when you start it.
Yeah. There's no 1 and 2 there, right? We got park, reverse, neutral, and drive. And then it is the Triptonic in there. And we got, but you know, like on my car, automatic, I got 1 and 2 on mine as well, see?
Yeah, high and low, and probably, is it?
No, my 1 and 2 is, if I put it into first gear, it won't come out the first gear in most automatics. And the same with 2. Basically, that's like if you're towing a big caravan or something, right, and you're going up a big hill, and you really don't want it to slip into third. You know what I mean? Because the car will just. Yeah, you did right. So if you tow in something else, that's what that's for on automatic. The way, you know, when you say in the automatic, you see park, drive, neutral, and then you see 1 and 2 sometimes.
Yeah. What's she saying?
Oh, the one who's on the speedometer. I'll have to have a good looks on you, I will have, and just see what's what. Yeah, so like I say, in most automatics, you got like park, reverse, neutral, and drive. But then underneath that, you got 1 and 2. See,
Yeah.
normally, and that's what I didn't know. I had to look, because because when I had my leg off, I had to start driving automatics, and that's how I found out it's for towing. That's what they for, because you don't want to. When you go on a heavy load, you're going up a big hill. You really do want to go into third gear, like, you know.
No, exactly.
But there
Oh,
we are.
right. Shall we have a
So,
look at your ham? Is it a
oh,
ham?
look at that now. Yeah, can I explain to him first, Carmen? Only a
Yeah.
second. What it is, we we had lamb the weekend, and I thought, right, I'm going to show you how we do it, right? And the some people like to have slices of lamb, slices of beef with with red in it, with blood in it. Now, basically, whether or not Patsy likes that, but I really don't. So she, you can't really do half a joint, so you know what I mean. So, well, I do it this way. Oh, and let me tell you now, the taste is amazing. So there's yeah, go on in, guy. Off you go.
In slow cooked lamb roast. We're having it for Easter Sunday. It's going to be delicious, right? It's going to be infused with mint, and it's going to be falling off the bone when I'm finished with this. You can do it, basically you can do it on the stove in a big saucepan. You can do it in the oven, all infused with wrapped in tin foil, and you can leave it cooking very slowly overnight. I'm doing it in a slow cooker. Okay, I peeled some potatoes. This is what you do, and you put the potatoes to cover the bottom so the meat never touches the bottom. What's going to be great about this is in the morning you take these potatoes out, then you put them in the oven to heat them up, roast them, and what will happen then is that they will turn out to be absolutely beautiful roast potatoes. So you need some mint sauce, potatoes, obviously the meat, and lamb stock cubes. For this you need quite a sharp knife, so I'm going to cut grooves in it all the way down there, across there and underneath. I'll show you before I start the mint sauce infusion. I need 2 hands to cut it, so I leave it to you now, and it's just, we got to cut this way, and then we're going to cut this way. Okay, I'll get back to you very soon. The meat is now cut, as you can see. Probably not to the chef standards, but it still does the same job. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to rub all mint into there, and again I'll show you once I'm done. Now the meat has all been infused underneath as well with the mint. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place that mint on top of the potatoes, and I'll be back with you. What you have here now is we've made up the stock cube, and we just pour this in along the bottom. We don't want to get too much of the mint off, you see, cooking wise. So we do that in there like so. Right, basically that's all there is to it. But so I will come down in the morning, I will open this, it will be delicious. What's the good thing about this is, right, is that in there now we've got obviously the lamb roast, we'll have the roast potatoes once we put them in the oven, and also what we'll have in there is the gravy. I will have to thicken it up, but that's how to do a slow roast. I am now going to put it on to low, so that will be cooking overnight on low. It's 9:30 now, so 9:30 in the morning, 12 hours, right? And the meat will absolutely be falling off that. I'll show you in the morning. Good night, everybody, and I'll talk to you in the morning. Happy Easter to you all. Hello, everybody. It's 9:30 on Sunday morning. Happy Easter, everybody. So here it is. Bubbling away, all that mint. It's going right into the lamb. It will be absolutely beautiful. I'm going to take it out now, put it on there. So, here we go. It's on the plate. Just wanted to show you something. There we go. That's just off there. The bones, as you can see, has fallen off. So that is going to be absolutely delicious. Just go and try it in case it's poison. Oh, that is beautiful. The potatoes are all done. I'll take them out to roast. So there we have it. Happy Easter, everybody. See you soon.
Oh, look lovely, John.
Oh, mate, it really was, honestly. And like I say, we do that with beef as well. And like we say, we're not, but that's how they do pulled pork, see? You know, like that as well. They just put like a barbecue sauce over it with, no water or that one. But see, what you can't do is a bit of a tip. I don't know why. Right, I don't know why, but you can't put it directly, or the meat now directly onto the bottom of the the pan.
Yeah,
they just say that all the time, so I've just never done it. So I don't know if the meat would stick to the bottom. I don't know. Yeah. So that's why I put the potatoes there. You can throw potatoes out or carrots out, couldn't you? You know, but they see what happens when you scoop them out. You put them on a high heat for like 10 minutes, and they crispy. And they stunning as roast potatoes. You know.
Yeah. You could put parsnips in there as well, can you? In the
everything. You could put what, I'm not joking. You could put what you want in there, you know. But but I do the beef like that. I've never done chicken, right? Apparently you can. I've never done chicken there, but with beef and lamb, I do it like that all the time. You know, it's absolutely beautiful. I was always having trouble, you know, when I cooking beef or lamb for a Sunday dinner. If I didn't get it perfectly right, I could hardly cut it, manga.
Yeah.
But I use this now, and it's beautiful, you know.
So when you do beef, then it's cuts and it's nice and easy to cut, is it?
Oh, it's like that. Oh, I'm not joking. And I'm not exaggerating either. You know, all depends what cut of the beef you got. You know, you can cut the strings or whatever you call them, holding it if it's a brisket.
Yeah.
And you put a fork in, and it all comes away. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can cut it. But if you wanted to, then you could cut slices with it. But them slices might fall apart, But it's so well done, right? But the gravy that you have out of it, because it's gone right through, it's absolutely stunning, guy.
Yeah. So you put a bit of flour in to thicken it up, is it?
Right. Yeah. A bit of maybe what I do that time. Right. I tell you what I do with this one now, right? Is I put flour in, but see, you can mess about with a whisk and God knows what, lumpy. No, I seen you using one. You know the blitzer, I call it, right there, the handheld one. Get that in. You know, once the flour's in, do that for ages and ages like that, right? Until you get no lumps at all. Then you can either add a bit of salt water or water if you've done the potatoes or the Swede or whatever. You put a bit of that in there, to make it the thickness you like. I like thick gravy, I do, right?
Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, you do it the thickness you want as well. But yeah, that's how I get my gravy without any lumps at all. I use that blitzer thing, I do.
Yeah, because it's a nightmare otherwise, isn't it? Trying to get the
terrible.
Oh, it's a killer.
Yeah.
I remember me and Michael Clark, we went up the 12 nights and we got absolutely drunk years and years ago now, innit? So we come back to my house now, innit? We had some sausages, had some onions, right? Michael said, oh, I'll make some gravy now. So you got to pack it out of the cupboard, mixing it around, lovely. Start eating it. I said, God, it's up. Looking horrible. He says, Mike, your gravy? What do you mean? He said, oh, it's horrible. It's sweet, I said. You'd only put cake mix in there instead of flour.
Well.
We had to chuck the meal away.
Oh, I
Cake.
bet and all.
You grabbed the wrong bag. That's funny, isn't it?
Oh, I know. Is Lawrence? Look, Lawrence is in.
Hello, Lawrence. How are things? How are things over there in Canada? So, are you ready for a scratch card, John, or what?
Yes, I can do a scratch card. Now then, the first question, you keep an eye on it, right? If you don't mind, because
Yeah.
I'm not going to go on. I'm not going to be looking at these now. So the first question of the night is: if you are an octogenarian, how many decades have you lived?
Question number 1. Right, Sonny said it's 50. Danielle Morgan says 80. Sonny said 5. Janet Williams Davis says 8.
Now then, I'll step in here, right?
Yeah.
See, Danielle and Janet are both right, really, right? But I asked for how many decades, right? So Janet is right. So, but she put years on the end of it. I'm not going to quibble over that. So I'm going to give it to Janet, that one. Okay, Gaga?
Okay, yeah.
So there we are. I'm just going to pop this by here. Right, put that by there. Got new ones tonight, luck.
Wow.
Right,
10,000.
now then. We work out how to do this. Match the winning symbols to any of your symbols to win a prize. Right, I got you. I will be showing you, right? But so tonight now, these ones are, my symbol is a briefcase, right? And I've got to match it with these 4 ones here. One's a stack, one's a tree, one's a gold bar, one's a chest. So therefore, we didn't win.
Oh.
Right, we didn't have a winner on that one. The second question is, can you give me, out of Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, can you give me the dwarf with the shortest name?
Dwarf with the shortest name. Doc.
Daniel Morgan, yes, that's correct. Right, yeah, that's the correct answer. So, well done, Danielle. Right, let's have another little look at this. Right then, this time, I've got a wallet as my symbol, and the symbols I gotta match it with for £500 money bag, £10 pot of gold, £1 vault, £500 gold bar. So, Danielle, I'm afraid, lovely, we didn't win again there.
Oh, nasty.
That's it. Unlucky. Are we going to do the all straight off, guy?
If you want to.
Yeah, I don't mind either way. We got other things to talk about later on.
Yeah.
So, right. Could somebody? I have got to think, yeah, right, because I tell you the truth that I didn't get questions ready, but I am just thinking of some now. Have you got a question that you could think of, Andy?
Who's Andy?
I'm not sure. I think he's behind you playing the piano.
Andy, have we got any questions? No.
Right, wait a minute now. Right, I know.
Go on then.
Oh, see, it's a very difficult question. So maybe right. Let's see if they know it. Right.
Yeah.
Rugby been invented this long time ago, right? And can somebody tell now the tries have been the tries you score, right? They've changed points awarded for a try right the way through. When I started playing, it was 4 points. It's 5 points now, and before I started playing was 3. When the game was first invented, how many points was a try worth? And I'll explain the answer as well after.
Patsy Morgan reckons 45.
No. Daniel's wrong with 2. Janet is wrong with 1.
Sonny's wrong with 1.
Sonny's wrong with 1. Johnny loves you 2, and Patsy 2. No. Danielle's wrong with 6. Ten, no, you're going the wrong way. Patsy Morgan, you're wrong with all them answers, Pats. It's 505 it is, Johnny. No, you're wrong. You're going too many. Right, Danielle is correct with 0.
Good God.
Do you know, now I can explain this to you quickly before I go on to the scratch cards, right? Now, when you think of the word a try, right, it's not called a try by accident. When they used to score a try, it was to try for you to have a goal kick, to have a kick at goal. So the only things that were worth any points were the kicks in between the posts.
Yeah.
So scoring a try would allow you to try to kick for goal.
Oh, right.
So the tries, when they first started out, they weren't worth anything at all. They've increased all this way up to number 5. Now, see, now that's a good trivia question for people, isn't it?
It's very good.
See now again what's happening here. We're not very lucky, see, on this spire. So we are looking for a chest. We've got the key, a wad, a pot of gold, and a briefcase. So once again,
not a winner.
Nothing, Daniel. Sorry, lad. Unlucky. We've got 2 more.
I've been looking for a good chest for ages. I can't find one either.
No, I know what you mean. Right. Now,
how many hours was John's ham cooking for? It was mentioned.
That's a good one. You've only just seen it. Oh, Daniel and Sonny, but Daniel had it first again.
Oh, there we are.
Right, here we go. Oh, good golly. Now then, we are looking this time for a stack, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first one you're looking for, we've got, is a stack. The second one is a stack. The third one is a stack. And the fourth one is a stack. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we win 1 year, £10. If you have a look, they're all winners, every one of them.
Good God.
Right? So but there's only 10, see?
Mm-hmm.
So what we said is, what did we say? Anything over what?
Anything over 25.
Right, anything over 25 to be shared. But looks like your old dad will have to go and buy some more cards, Daniel.
Oh.
Right, so we got one more left.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like, as well as the nursery rhyme, right, I would like you to tell me the last colour of the rainbow.
Oh, yeah, the very last colour of the rainbow. What colour is it? Blue?
No, it's not blue. No, it's not blue.
Nope.
I'll tell you the rhyme in a minute now. Richard of York gave battle in vain.
Green?
No,
Nope, it's not green. Violet?
yes, sorry. Yeah, that is right. Richard of York gave battle in vain. It is violet. So here we go.
Violet was correct.
And this one, we're looking for a wallet, and we got a wad, gold bar, chest, and a stack. So that one, we've got nothing either. So at least we've had a winner. Things are looking up there. So we've had a little winner there.
At least it
Well,
pays
quite
the
pleased
scratch
with
card.
There's right, so that's done. But you see, I've got to mention something if you don't mind, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, the country's had news today that the Queen, like the Queen's consort, Queen's husband, Prince Philip, passed away. Do you know, I can't believe the bile, can't think of the word to say, you know, the thing that's going on in the internet, you know, how much hatred there is. People don't know him. They are calling him the most vile names you could think of. And I just don't understand it. People, people that have never met him calling all these names going. I just don't understand it. When I've looked into what charity work he's done an amazing amount of charity work, Philip has.
Yeah.
With the Prince's Trust and everything. And not only that, mind, he's president of, I think it's something like about 2,000 charities. That will obviously, when people see it, is headed paper or something like that, on it, they apparently people give more to it for some, especially people that are in business and things like that. See?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. But what do you think about the guy? At the end of the day, I don't sort of like him or not like him because I don't know him, But why is there such hatred about for him,
He always used to put his foot in his mouth, and it sort of used to come out with.
But I got a theory about that, right? I've seen loads of them today, as in like quotes of what he has said. If me or you have said them, right? I know it's wrong and what his position is, right? But if me and you said them on the pub, they'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Because to me, I think he was cracking jokes. I do, right? But sometimes you got to put your brain in gear before your mouth opens.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think 99% of the time, that's all it was with him. He didn't think before he said things. The thing is, right, he's... well, I lost track of what I did. I lost track what I was going to say then. But yes, he like there was one, for instance, though, he was in Scotland. This to me, this is quite funny, right? He was in Scotland and he was in the brewery, right? And they were showing him around, and they went to give him the this whiskey that apparently is something very, very expensive, something like hundreds and hundreds of pounds for a little tot of this whiskey, supposed to be amazing stuff. And they give him a taste, right? And he turned to the guy. But the thing is, the cameras were there and everything. He said, "I bet you don't give this to the natives, right?" No, to me, no, that's funny, right?
Yeah.
But obviously, it's people would took massive offence to that, calling the Scots people natives and things like this. And but I honestly think that a lot of his gaffes then were jokes, and he shouldn't have been doing them. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
he opened the Orangery in Margam Park.
Did he?
He came down and opened that because I was a voluntary ranger at the time down there, and we all had lined up, and he was walking past, and he was funny. He was standard easy. He was telling us all all we were doing just standing there, easy, he walking up and down.
But at the end of the day, yes, people are not. Some people are not. I'm not. I don't think I'm a royalist. But again, can you imagine? Like, I wouldn't. I don't think that certainly the bunch we got now, or the bunch it looks like we might have in the future. I don't want to be a republic either, because can you imagine Boris Johnson being the head of everything?
Oh yeah, it'd be terrible, wouldn't it?
So I don't know. I'm not, but I think, like Sonny just said, now she's definitely not a royalist, right? But she wouldn't be saying real bad things about somebody's husband at the end of the day, and they've been married, Gav, for 73 years.
Yeah, it's a long time, isn't it?
Long time it is,
It's a shame he didn't get to 100. He could have had a letter off his wife.
Yeah, but do you know what? That was like a month away. It was.
Oh,
that's like 99 in cricket, though, isn't it?
It is a shame.
Yeah, it is a shame, Matt.
Never mind. Let's have a look how to make tuna pasta bake. Have you tried that?
Oh, no then. Right, go on, mister.
There we go. Doing tuna pasta bake. So, into the old, whatchamacallit, we're going to add some fusilli. You can measure it out if you want to, but I can't be asked. I'll add one of them weeks. So I'm going to put a load in there. Should be enough. I'll plonk that down. See you there, loads. Is that enough? Yeah, it'll puff up, won't it? Then we're going to plug it in, would be help. And we're going to, where's pasta by this? Pasta. Okay, steam, we don't want that. We're going to do pasta. There we are. 30 minutes. That'll be nice and cooked, ready for part 2, which I'll show you then. Okay, I think the pasta's just about boiled. So look. Could do a little bit longer actually. So we're going to go for steam that. We're going to go for 15 minutes, no 10 minutes I reckon. 10 minutes more, I should do that. Just wants a bit more bubbling. Anyway, we're going to have 400 mils of milk. To that we're going to add this tuna pasta bake. I've seen this in Iceland. Servings 4, cooks in 15 minutes. Well, we'll see about that. Right, so that goes in there. And you can stir it with whatever you've got lying about. So I've got a knife. Here's a spoon, knife, fork, whatever you got in it, you know. So what I've got. So we're going to stir that around. And then we're going to boil this up then for about 15 minutes. Okay, get all the lumps out if you can. Okay. And we're going to put this to boil in the saucepan. Still looks a bit lumpy, doesn't it? But I'll get them out now. We're going to put that on. 15 minutes. Now we have got some Green Giant corn. I've grated some cheese. We have got some tuna chunks as well. And tuna goes in very last minute. So I tend to do is put the tuna in with the mixture at the very last minute. And you've got to drain it of all its water, brine, whatever comes in, and warm it through. But that won't be for a bit. Okay, so I put the tuna in. As you can see, it's a little bit lumpy, but that'll be nice. And I've got to constantly stir this so it doesn't burn. Okay. Pasta's still got 5 minutes. So it's start thickening up now with the milk in it. It's 400 millilitres of milk, semi-skimmed. 1 tin of tuna, 200 grams of tuna. It's still hot. Use a welding glove to get it out. It's bloody hot. There we are. Right, that's pretty well covered now and coated nicely in the mixture. Get welding glove on, whatever you have to hand, and put in this tray ready to go in the oven. Right, it's pretty empty now. Put that in there ready to. Right, put the oven on. We only want that on for 15 minutes. That's about 150. Right, and what we're going to do to that now is we're going to cover that with cheese. It's going to be delicious now. And we have got a secret thing to go on top of that as well. It's not good for a diet, this isn't, right? But I'm off the diet for a bit because I was losing too much blinking weight. It's going like, I do. It's going very thin. Right, so that's pretty covered. Okay, now the secret ingredient, quavers. Right, make it all crunching up, and then that melts into the cheese. It's lovely. You can have prawn cracker crisps, you can have whatever you want. I wouldn't put anything with salt on, you know. That now will melt into the cheese. And when you see it later, it'll be very nice. Right, that's got to go in there. Now, in the oven just long enough for the cheese to melt, and that'll be it. Okay, should be cooked by now. Welding glove on. Oh yeah, it is cooked. That looks absolutely fantastic. Very hot though. You've got like a couple of minutes to get this out. See, there you go off with the bloody end. Right, that is absolutely delicious. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. So what we do now with our new spoon, we get some of this out. Oh, see, it's all crunchy. Now I didn't put sweet corn in this one because I can't stand the stuff, to be honest with you. This is really nice. You can have as much as you want. When you live on your own, you can have twice as much as you want. Because nobody's looking. That's absolutely delicious. Now then, you can have as much as you want, as I said, but you don't want to make a pig of yourself straight away. Not till this time of the show, anyway. So, I'm going to eat this now and enjoy it. And quick and easy to make. Right, 400 millimeters of milk, milliliters. 1 sachet of the pasta bake, mix it in. 200 grams of tuna, mix that in. You're supposed to put corn in it, but I can't be bothered. Boil up the pasta, drain it off, put it in the pot, ready for the cooker. Put all the stuff on top, grate the cheese, put quavers on top if you want quavers or crisps or whatever. Put that on top, into the oven, 15 minutes, ready to consume. Thank you very much, and back to the show. There we are.
Hey, well done, mate. Very impressive again, that. Fair play.
Oh, enjoy. I got a big load of it downstairs now.
Hey, but tell me something. I missed it or whatever. Did you put actual tuna in that?
Yeah, tin of tuna.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, you're so fine. I missed you putting it in as well.
Yeah, I didn't show that bit because I had to squeeze it out over the drain.
Oh, yeah, I know what you got to do. That welding glove have served you right, see, haven't they?
It's good. I can't find the other one, though. I can only find the right hand.
Well, what do you need, see, is oven gloves.
I like welding gloves.
Yeah,
because
fair enough.
I go outside, see, do a bit of welding, and then I bring it in and use it for the oven as well. So you don't worry about cleanliness.
No, that went out to the ark cleanliness.
Oh, good God, innit? Yeah. So
You know what I did, right?
keep the germs off.
No talk about cleanliness. You see my hand there. You see
Oh.
that there? It don't look much, right? But that was
What
from
do
a
you
roof. It was quite deep, right? Now, right on my palm, right? Right in my palm. Now everything's fine. I like everything. I keep my cuts nice and clean, right? Watching. I went on a co-op tonight, right? Went on a co-op, queue it up, put some of that stuff on my hand tonight.
Oh no.
Yeah, he went up. Yeah. You are. I was overjoyed with that. The skipping round I was. I got. Oh, well. Couldn't believe it.
It cleaned it out though, John, just in case.
Oh, perfect. It's clean as a whistle now.
There we are. Sonny said, do the crisps go soggy? No, they don't. Because the heat from the oven dries the top layer out. So it's lovely, it is. So I got a load left now later. It'll all be gone by the morning.
The crisps here up in North Wales, they're all soggy up there. So by the time the lorry gets up to North Wales, they're all off.
Yeah.
So it's all soggy up there. They don't have, like we get crunchy crisps down here. They don't have them up there like that.
And it's out of date.
Yeah.
So
have you noticed on the back of the crisps, right? Especially Walkers, every pack of the crisp where they sell by date is a Saturday.
I didn't know. Is it?
Have a check now. If you've got Walker's crisps there, have a look at the date. Then go and have a look at the calendar for that date, and I bet you it'll be a Saturday.
Hey, I went in the co-op earlier on, and there was a bloke in there, and he was looking at the squash, staring at it. I said, "What are you doing, staring at that squash?" It says on there, "Concentrate." I know it's crap, but it's late at night. See, the crap.
It is. It's quite late. Fair play.
Oh, hey, what stories tonight? Any good?
Well, I received one. I received one today, right? That I haven't printed off yet, and it's about somebody doing a Ouija board, right?
Oh no!
And somebody not too. It is local, and I tell you, right? It's not Maga mind. It's down the estate, and I tell you what, guy, it is absolutely terrifying. I haven't even printed it off yet, so I can't read that one tonight.
Yeah,
I got three stories tonight. They're all quite different. There's one there, right? The person who wrote it keeps on saying, please believe me, as if they don't, but because I know through experience, when you tell a ghost story, people you think they don't believe it. You see,
exactly.
This person here was asking, please believe what I'm saying, and after I read it, I looked up the name of the pub that they mentioned and where they were, and it's there.
Good
the
God.
Actual pub and I tell you, it's down Norfolk way it is.
Good God.
What's that for there?
Looks like a bit of that food you've been eating.
No, I don't know what that is, but anyway, he'll probably be all over me by the morning now. That will probably be in yeah.
Good
but
God.
yeah, so it's interesting ones. They got a few interesting ones there. So we'll soon.
Well, it is 10 o'clock, so do you want to start?
Oh, certainly. I lost the time then. We'll say well. Right. Right, well, I've frozen up here again, right? Which means I think that I'm still on. So I can just... Right, well, I'm just going to carry on here.
We can see you fine, and can you do?
Right. Well, I've had three stories this week. They're not local. I mean, they're in Britain, but they're not local. But so like I say, anything will do. If people don't send me local ones, I can't read them out. Obviously, this one is when they were on holiday in Spain. So without further ado, I just read what I was given. I went to Spain on holiday. we hired a 3-story house, and it was right opposite the beach. It was built in the time of the Moors. It was a nice place. First thing my friends and myself noticed were the crucifixes above every door, a couple along the hallway. One of my friends commented on them, and I mentioned that maybe the owner was very religious. You do find very religious people out in Spain. So I thought that probably explains them. After a couple of nights, I had a real vivid dream. I dreamt about a girl, long black hair, with a dress which was of white lace. It was quite frilly. She was probably somewhere between 14 to 16, I would guess. She was a pretty girl, but her eyes were very wide and scared looking, like she was terrified. The most horrific thing about her, though, was that her mouth had been sewn up. It wasn't like cotton or string. There was some sort of twine which was flat. I don't know how I knew, but I just knew it was used to fix fishermen's nets. In my dream, she was kept in the dark room with no windows, like a cellar. I woke with a start. It was morning. At breakfast, I mentioned my dream to my friends. We all agreed that it was odd. One of my mates said, "Maybe it's a ghost. Maybe that explains the crucifixes." His girlfriend said she had some kind of nightmare, but couldn't remember it apart from it scared her and disturbed her. But she remembers someone was soothing her and gently stroking her hair. She said it was comforting, and she soon went into a deeper sleep. Later, we went downstairs into the lobby. I called it that because if you walk in off the street, you came in there. All there was a massive dark oak dining table with 10 or 12 chairs around it. The doors were 2 huge oak double doors with all ironwork and studs through them. They looked like they belonged in a castle. So we went out for the day. On our return in the evening, we entered the lobby. My mate said to me, "Well, look, that's strange." I questioned, "What?" He said, "See that chair sticking out, like someone has been sitting there? I've noticed that every time we go out or come in the morning, that same chair is sticking out." I keep tucking it in. I did before we left today. I first thought that somebody must be coming in while we are out. My mate said, "I blinking well hope not. Our money and passports are all upstairs. I'd be very angry if that was the case. Anyway, how would you explain the mornings? Someone would have to be coming in when we were asleep." We looked at the big inner bolts on the doors and realized they couldn't be doing that at night because we always lock them. Later, we went out for a meal and made sure all the chairs were tucked in. However, sure enough, on our return, it was out again. We decided that maybe there is a ghost. All of us had noticed it on the stairs between the first and second floors. At the turn halfway up, it was chillingly cold. I was on the top 3rd floor and could never get out of my mind that if I looked down the stairwell, I would see somebody walk past. Creeped me out a bit. Next day, my mate called me downstairs, shouting, "Mark, come and look at this." I went down to the lobby. He was by the door. "Have you looked in here?" he said. I hadn't. I looked in, and it was a pitch-black room like a cellar. No windows. Really dark and horrible. I went in. It was the room from my dream, 100%. I looked on the floor. I was expecting to see some sort of evidence. It was too dark, and by the bit of light from the door, it looked swept. That night I dreamt of the girl again, except this time there was her, 2 other women, and an old lady in black. I couldn't make out their faces, but the 2 women held her down, and the old lady sewed her mouth up, roughly formed stitches. Then it was just me and the girl. Her with the terrified eyes, and me feeling angry and wanting to help her. I woke with a start again, some anger carrying over from my dream and somehow knowing it had been done to her. because she had been seen talking to a boy. Well, that was the last time I saw or dreamt of her. The next day was the last day. My other friend from Australia had gone down early as a street market was on. She called us down. We got there. She was at the bottom of the stairs. The chair was about 5 foot from the table. But get this, it was balancing on one leg. We were amazed. I went up and got my camera, came down and slowly approached the chair. I got a couple of feet from it and I could see clearly it wasn't touching anything. I took a couple of photos and the chair spun round once and fell on the floor on its side. My mind was blown, but I couldn't stop laughing. It was a fantastic thing to see. When I got back, I developed the photos. Sure enough, there was the chair balancing on one leg. Plus some random shots I take from different angles of the stairwell, all that showed a weird orb right on the cold spot. I called the house owner. She didn't live in it, just used it as a holiday let, but I hadn't heard of anything happening before. She begged me to send her photos so she could see for herself. So reluctantly I agreed, but only after I made her promise to return them. I enclosed a self-addressed envelope, but I never got them back. I called her again, and she assured me she sent them. But nothing. I was gutted. So we never went back to that house, and never got in touch with the owner again. We often wonder, are we the only ones to have seen something in that Spanish house? Well, that's that first one. It's an experience on somebody's holiday. So what we got now is the second one. So look, this one is. Yeah, this one is the one I was telling you about the person was keeping on saying that please believe her. So here we go. At work one night, I was standing outside down a side path having a sneaky ciggy, and I smoked back then, with my back to the building. I was puffing away. It was quite dark. I noticed a dark shape of a person crossing the railway lines. At first, I thought it was just someone going to one of the houses opposite. I thought it odd, though, because why wouldn't they go across the level crossing and go in their front gate? Instead, they'd have to go through a thick hedge. Plus, you wouldn't have a garden gate that stepped straight into the railway lines. I also realised the figure was near enough to me that I should have been able to hear their footsteps on the heavy shale the track sat on. But it was totally silent. While all this was going through my mind, and I know this is going to sound like a corny horror B-movie, but I swear on my life, every word is true. A strong gust of wind came out. It came out of nowhere, and a large piece of black cloth came blowing towards me. I'd love to know how it even got through the bushes my side. And it blew against my body, wrapping around my torso. I pulled it off and it went onto my face. I pulled it off again. It wrapped around my arm. It was like an angry snake. I proper struggled to get it off. I know how mad it sounds, but I promise you it's absolutely true. Anyway, I finally managed to get it off me. I bundled it up and walked back to the tea hut. In the light, I looked at it. I hadn't seen cloth like it before. It sure wasn't man-made fibres. Black, roughly woven, but soft. Like Hessian, but soft cloth. I bundled it back and chucked it in the bin and put the lid on. An hour or so later, I was walking past the bin and the lid was on the floor, so I took a look inside. The cloth had gone. It wasn't windy. I don't believe it could have got windy enough to get A, the lid off the bin, and B, get the bundle of piece of cloth out of the bin to make it completely blow away. Plus, It was a heavy material. That was really, really weird. Now, a week or so later, I was on night shift in the silo basement. I was working on silo 3. My pal Eddie was working in silo 4. I happened to look round. I see Eddie approaching, looking very shaken. And as he got close, I saw he had tears in his eyes and he was shaking like a leaf. I said, Whatever's the matter with you, Eddie? He said, just seen something scary. And I was like, what? He was like, a dark figure. It crossed the floor of the silo and went behind that pillar. As I looked at the pillar, I could see that behind it was darker. That did scare me, and I have to say I didn't go to look behind it. We left the area and started another job somewhere else. A few days later, I was telling somebody about it. They asked, have you been in the Reed Cutter Arms? I said, I hadn't. This is a pub on the Broads, 5 minutes walk from the factory. They said, go in there. There's a plaque on the wall about a witch they drowned there once. So I did. Sure enough, there's a plaque commemorating Mary Flynn, a local reed cutter who was accused and drowned as a witch. And I apologise because I can't remember the date. But it doesn't end there. Myself and another workmate were walking back from taking some samples to the lab down to the other end of the factory. It was about 2:30 in the morning. We were walking the footpath along the river. Then, as we walked, I thought I could see a body floating down. A woman in a white gown. Then I saw another, then another. Then I noticed they were everywhere. Chills were running down my spine. I said to my workmate, who was closer to the river than me, hey man, what's going on in that river? He replied, don't, because I'm trying to ignore it. So I asked, are you seeing the same as me? He said, hundreds of dead women. Yes. Now there's an update. I am now living at that pub. My room looks out onto the river. It is much easier for work. I keep an eye on the river. I sometimes go for a late night walk in the hope of seeing something more. As I later found out, Mary was totally innocent of being a witch. It was proven later, the poor woman. And that was his story. Now, after I read that, I thought he was acting strange so much so, saying to me that, please believe me, please maybe. So I done a little bit of research myself, and I looked down where he was talking about, down the Broads there, down the Norfolk Broads, and I put down the name of the pub, and it's there. So all I can tell you is the area he's talking about is exactly the same, looks exactly the same there. That Reed Cutter pub is on there's a river running right by the side of it. So what I'm saying is the area that he was telling the story from is exactly there. That's all I can tell you, that it sort of works out. Now this last story, it was way back when, at the end of the day, we don't think of I don't think of it being way back. It's set in 1972. Well, like next year, it'll be like 50 years old, and I forget how old I am, and so I was going about in the 70s, so I'd when I say it's not that old, the younger generation will say, "Gosh, of course it's old." So this is set in 1972. So remember that when I'm talking about, they'll tell you how much wages he's on and things like that, which is be quite amazed. So here we are. It starts. Yeah, apologizing, but it's not that long. But anyway, sorry, but this is a long one. Back in 1972, I was brand new in London, England. I tried a number of jobs which did not work out. till I went back to what I was more experienced at, security. After serving 8 years as an air security policeman with the United States Air Force, the first 5 years spent overseas in Japan, Okinawa, South Vietnam, and West Germany during the height of the Cold War. I had just started as supervisor, Monday to Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the old Barrett's Sweets Factory in Maze Road in Wood Green for a princely sum of 50 pence an hour. After working there for about a month, the night watchman, an elderly Asian gentleman named Mr. Jardine, was due some holiday, so the premises manager asked me to cover his Saturday and Sunday night shifts, as he'd booked temporary cover with a contract security firm for weekdays, but they couldn't provide weekend cover. So I agreed, hoping to gain knowledge of the ancient building that had quite a bit of history and, of course, to earn more money. But no one had told me the place was haunted. So I turned up at 5 p.m. Saturday afternoon, waiting the premises manager to show me the patrol route prior to my shift beginning. At 5:20, the manager rang to say he was having car trouble, so could I have a wander round just to familiarise myself? Is anyone still in the building? I asked the day guard. No, they are all finished by 1 p.m. I had a full patrol at just before 2 as I wanted to listen to the footy on the radio by 3 and it was all clear. Well, I took the old patrol clock, which had keyed clock-in points located throughout the building, to record when that point was checked, with the date and time keyed, just to get used to using the instrument. The ground floors were starting to get dark as it was late August, except for emergency lighting. There were some areas I avoided, as even that hour they were pitch black, and I would have to use the big torch. I was quite surprised to discover the third floor in full lighting, with a few big machines running, producing various sweet products. I was beginning to think someone had gone home, leaving the equipment running, when an older man, wearing tan overall and a hat to cover his hair, appeared as if from nowhere and greeted me. Hello there, you must be the newbie then. Frank Wells here, can I help you? I introduced myself and told him what I was doing. I tell you what, mate, these machines have a fair time to run yet, so let me show you around. I often go around with Jardia on his patrols and probably know the points better than he does. I've worked here since I was 17, and I know it better than my old woman at home. He laughed, an infectious laugh with a mischievous twinkle in his eye, and a very pronounced Cockney accent. As he showed me round, he asked me about where I was from and told me he'd been involved in the mess at Arnhem in World War II and how he'd lost his brother during that disastrous operation. Then he asked me if I'd seen combat in South Vietnam. He said, you do realise your government will pull out and leave those poor people to their own in a few years, don't you? He said. I don't know. They'll never win the way politicians keep interfering. I left it at that, as I doubted the war would last much longer, as it had been so unpopular. So much different than when I'd been sent over. We were supposed to be stopping communism taking over. It helped pass the time, and before I realised, the patrol route was done, and he was taking me back to his area. He turned the kettle on, offering me a cup of tea or coffee. Amused, I went for coffee. Aren't you having one? I asked. I'll have a cuppa when my work's done, he answered as he placed a mug in front of me, a chipped old mug with Arsenal in it. I finished my coffee and thanked him for his help, shaking his hand in a very strong grip. See you around, son, was his parting comment. And so I made my way back to the gatehouse, where I was just in time to meet the premises manager, who finally managed to get his car running. I told him about running into Frank Wells, who'd helped me so much. Frank Wells? Are you sure? Yes, why? I asked. Right, show me where he was. I led him to Frank's department, where all was now quiet. With only emergency lighting now, Yet the machines were still very warm to prove that they had been running. The Arsenal coffee mug was now in a rack with the other mugs. I was led back to a small office, and the light got turned on. There was a large photograph hanging on the wall, with about 20 people all dressed in tan overalls and hats, smiling for the photographer. "Which one showed you around?" the manager asked me. Without hesitation, I picked out the grizzled old man who helped me. Right, well, I don't know how to explain this to you, Byron, but that man who helped you was definitely Frank Wells. The only trouble is, Frank died here in this department from a massive heart attack in 1965. You were shown round by a dead man. And that are the ghost stories for tonight. So I hope you did enjoy them.
Yeah, so enjoyed the first one.
Yes, the first one was very good, I thought, Gat.
And a good idea to sew women's mouths up, John, when they giving it too much.
Simple. It's an easy thing to do, see, Gat.
Or tape.
Tape, but what you've got to do before you put the tape on, you get super glue on it first.
Yeah, very hard to shut them up. See when they in full.
Gorilla Glue is too strong.
Anyway, do you know I normally play an outro, don't I?
Yes.
We can't play it anymore because we had a copyright strike.
No chance.
It's nasty, isn't it? So when we go now, I'm going to play the music that we play at the start.
Do you know what we should do, don't you?
What?
Right?
Sing.
I get to another one. I'll do another one, right, of the crowd that listens now. About either in the tune of the Gambler or the Dan the Lavatory Man, that tune. One of the two, right?
There we are.
And then we'll have that then as our going out song, right?
Okay, brilliant.
Lovely.
Dan the Lavatory Man.
Yeah.
And
or we'll have the Gambler, see?
There we are.
I'll work on that this week now. But do you know what you're planning to cook next week?
I haven't got a clue.
I haven't yet. So any suggestions be good. So I haven't got a clue what I'm going to do yet. But I dare say there'll be something.
Yeah, something nice and tasty, innit?
Yes, that's it. But
what was that fal like? You said it was.
Oh no! Yes, no. Right. I've always known, right? You get a madras from Patax or something, and it's no way going to be near a Patax, right? You just a madras. Don't do it. So, if you want a little bit hot curry, a little tiny bit hot, right? A madras from a Patax is okay. So this fal, when I seen it, I thought, I am going to be in a spot of trouble here because I can only eat a madras from the Indian restaurant, right? Like a vindaloo is too hot, way too hot for me. Yeah. And so a fal is that hotter than that again, right? So I thought, right, we give it a go now. Now, Patsy had this other one, and a coconut curry one, lovely as well, that was. But so I done this fal. But you know what, right? It was a tiny bit hotter than like a madras from the restaurant. It was beautiful, guy.
Do.
And honest to God, right? I think that was £1.20, right? That's all it was. And what a beautiful meal that was. I had some at about 5 o'clock, and I'm ashamed to say I had some for supper as well.
On chicken, is it?
Yeah, chicken. Yeah. We either do with a curry. We normally do beef or chicken, but. Yeah, but that really was nice. But I don't want it. It doesn't really burn, like, you know what I mean. But it was a lovely one. That was actually lovely.
Because apparently they got spicy wings in Iceland. They're supposed to be red hot. Have we tried them?
I haven't yet. Right now, Patsy bought some stuff from Morrison's. Now, whether my taste buds are changing or something, right? Because Patsy earlier said that they were really hot, but I found mine that they were they weren't that hot. But whether or not my taste buds are changing, I don't know.
Yeah,
But you never know, do you? But
we are getting older.
yes, indeed, little bit.
I'm 28.
Stone.
28 stone, yeah.
Aye.
All right.
Oh, you're doing well with the diet, guy. So you've stopped your diet for a bit then?
I've had to because I'm losing too much weight. I've gone
Yeah,
thin.
well then. That's good. That is why you're doing that.
Lost all my hair as well.
So how heavy you now,
13 stone.
So you don't want to go much lower than that, do you?
11. I should be from my side, see?
Yeah, I know why.
But
I'm the exact right weight there.
I'd
I
be
should. No, I am the exact weight, but I should be 9'2". That's all.
yeah, I'd be like a chair leg if I lose any more, man. Good God. I'm thinner and thinner.
No, you don't want to be too thin, man. Good God.
Anyway, 2 seconds and I'll show you that laser because I made a video of it because I want to send it back up to that bloke.
All right. I'll have to leave and come back straight back on, right?
All right.
A40 I bought. It's a HPC laser LS3020, which denotes to 300mm by 200. With this I had the water pump, the exhaust fan, the flexible ducting, which hasn't been used that much, so clean inside. And basically the guy bought it, never really used it. He bought this honeycomb thing, I think, which just makes the bed a lot smaller, so I might have to modify that. Use the actual laser, because the laser goes over quite far, you know, goes over there. Well, I could extend that so I could cut over that area. We'll actually go up that far, but I don't think we can cut the whole lot. So the idea is to modify this so I can cut more. It's in very good condition, hardly used by the look on it, but it is old, 5-6 years old, plus a bit more. There's an old controller in there, I can't even identify it. If anybody knows what controller that is, because eventually I want to get Lightburn to work on it. But I don't know if it's possible. If it's not possible, we'll use Inkscape and K40 Whisperer. But yeah, we can see it's all the stuff there, the usual thing, you know. Usual badly fitting exhaust fan. An old-fashioned water pump, which I think I'm probably going to renew because I don't.
So that's it, John.
Yeah, but laser cutters now are like the old settling torches. That's what I thought they were. You know,
Yeah.
and they cut metal, do they?
No, this one cuts wood.
Right, I got
Or
you.
plastic or leather or something like that.
Yeah, right.
There is a guy across the road, Llywelyn, something Llywelyn, and he's got 2 of these, but big, huge ones, and they're in the front of his house inside. You bound to know him. Lives on Margam Road. He's a carpenter. I can't remember his name. I'll have to find out his name. But he got 2 big, massive lasers.
Well, in his living room, like.
Yeah, in his living room.
Good God.
Mad, isn't it?
It's a bit, right?
So yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and get a refund on it and see if I can get a better one. You know.
Yeah, that's your best bet.
So there we are.
Hopefully this time next week now I'd have got the roof sorted as well for my thingy bob. Get the old tip run done tomorrow. Give me some more room in the shed.
Right.
There we are.
What you might want to try, right, is go the ply route because it's probably cheaper, and then rubber roofing. You can get rubber roofing 1 piece.
Yeah, I've seen it. Right. The thing is, right, the play would cost me that'll cost me £100 not far off, but the rubber roofing is 150.
For that.
Yeah, the thing is, right, as a guy, like I said, it's 8 foot by 8 meters. It's quite a big area.
Yeah, it is a lot, yeah. 8 meters, good God. Yeah. There's a lot in there.
Yeah, that's 24 foot, isn't it?
Yeah. Hmm.
So it's 8 foot by 24 foot then. Yeah, it's a good bit, that is.
And you don't want to stick with plastic?
Not really. The thing is, I think I'd have to have the thick plastic anyway. But I think, I don't know, I'm just looking at I think the best bet would be to go for the tin box roof, the tin box stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But I just don't know. At the end of the day, if somebody's saying to me, you know, like, we can get everything sorted for 200 quid, I'd be able to do it. But you know, you don't. I gotta try to keep a cost down the best I can.
Yeah.
But that thin plastic stuff I had cost 100. See, instead of doing it right the first time, kind of thing, you know, I tried to save a couple of bob, didn't I? That's all.
Yeah, we all do, don't we?
We all do, and then I got caught again. Really, I shouldn't have done it, but yeah, we'll see. It'll work itself out. Now, I prefer, in an ideal world, right? I'd prefer to have like the play on top with sorted out on top, right? That would be my ideal, because I put that down and I forget about it.
Yeah.
Because that, you know, that'll last my lifetime anyway. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
so that would be all right. That would.
Have a look on YouTube, see what other people are doing.
Yeah, I will. I'll have a good look round now. And if you see anything on when you're going through Marketplace, give me a ring, right?
All right, I will. All right, everybody.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
And everybody keep well. That's all we can say.
Indeed. Yeah, it's not over. Take care of yourselves.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.